step back with your right leg into a lunge. Have your left knee directly over your ankle. Inhale, draw from your feet towards your pelvis. Exhale, express the pose with a sensitivity from the pelvis through the bones of your legs along through your spine. Really feel what's going on for you. So you really notice and you make skillful choices so that you don't overdo it. You express in a full way that invites the body to sing, to have a feeling of vibration that's almost like beautiful music. And inhale to step forward. Exhale, left leg back to lunge. And come on your fingertips with the knee directly over your ankle. And draw in from the feet towards your pelvis. Just enough, so you're very sensitive without gripping. And then express the pose from the pelvis through the bones of the legs along through your spine. If it's too much, you could come a little higher on your fingertips. It's fine. You could even bring your hands to the front knee if you need to, or even use your block to be up higher. And on your next inhalation, step forward, come high on your fingertips. Keep the knees bent, bring your hands to your hips, take your elbows and shoulders back to open your heart, widen your sit bones, create a lumbar curve. Keep that and root from the pelvis into the earth to come up with sensitivity. And feel the effect of just those lunges. Notice with sensitivity what you're creating. Be with your breath. The breath can be key to our sensitivity. We listen to the breath. It can give us a clue to whether we're working too hard or not working very much. If you're grunting or groaning, the breath is telling you something. Listen with sensitivity. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees and touch the earth. Firm your legs all the way up to your glutes. Inhale, high on your fingertips. Begin to straighten your legs any amount. Come up high on your fingertips. Maybe even come up on the block. Come up as high as you need to in order to find your lumbar curve. And keep the lumbar curve, the arch in your low back and muscles around your knees tight. And gradually lower your block or go a little deeper into the bend without rounding your low back to keep the lumbar curve. Be sensitive to the lumbar region of the spine. If the lumbar region of the spine can come forward of your hips, that means below them in this case, then it's safe to then round over and bow in. Otherwise, you can continue to work with greater sensitivity on finding the lumbar curve first and bringing the lumbar region of the spine forward of your hips. That's stage one of a forward bend. So get stage one clear and then move into stage two if appropriate for you. And inhale high on your fingertips. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips, take the elbows and shoulders back, root from the pelvis into the earth to come all the way up, nice and strong in your legs. Inhale, reach to the sky and interlace your fingers, turn your palms up. Exhale, side bend to your right and notice what's happening on your side there, on your right side. Is it collapsing or pinching? Breathe deeply and feel with sensitivity. And you can even explore turning your heart a little more towards the sky and even turning your heart a little more towards the earth to notice where you're tighter, where you have greater range of motion, and feel it out in a way that honors your infinite nature and creative power. Shiva Shakti. And on your next inhalation, root from the pelvis into the earth to come up and interlace your fingers the other way. Exhale, side bend to your left. Stay bright inside. Notice if there's any collapsing or gripping. So you're very sensitive. It's inviting the body to move in a way allows the vibration to go up, to be clearer and more beautiful, like music. You can turn your heart more towards the sky and then more towards the earth to notice and feel where the tighter places are, where there's more space and freedom. Very sensitive. And root down from the pelvis into the earth to come all the way up. And exhale, press the air down with your hands. And come into a wide stance on your mat. For Warrior 2, Virabhadransana 2. Take your ankles approximately out under your wrists. If they don't move quite that wide, that's okay. Feel it out. One way to get them a little bit wider is to bend your knees, firm your legs, press your thighs back, and move your hips so that you can wiggle your feet a little bit wider. And keeping that wide stance, bring your hands on your hips, cut in halfway with your right heel, turn your right toes to the right. Hug in with the legs strongly, keep your spine vertical. Exhale, bring the right knee directly over your ankle from front to back and side to side. And consider descending the front thigh to be level with the earth, maybe by reaching the back foot back a little more. And express your pose from the pelvis down to the earth of your feet, and from deep in the low belly up to your spine, and reach out with your arms and gaze out over your right fingertips. Receive another full breath, and with sensitivity, invite a little deeper exploration by descending the front thigh, and root down strongly into the earth to inhale and come all the way up and parallel your feet. Bring your hands to your hips once again. And feel the effect of doing that one side. And you can notice the difference between the two sides. And cut in halfway with the left heel. Turn the left toes to the left so the front heel aligns with the middle of your back arch. Hug in with your legs strongly and keep your spine vertical. Exhale, bend your left knee out of your ankle. Have the knee directly over your ankle from front to back and side to side. And turn the belly and heart away from the front knee more. Reach out with your arms. Breathe into the back waistline and descend the front thigh a little more and express your pose from the pelvis down to the earth of your feet, and from the low belly up to your spine. Gaze out of your fingertips. One more deep breath, and with sensitivity, see if you can descend the front thigh a little more and root down from the pelvis to inhale and come all the way up with strong legs. Parallel your feet, bring your hands to your hips. Bend your knees and step your feet to mountain pose. Bring your arms to your sides. Close your eyes and feel the vibration of your breath and heart beating. Feel the effect of practicing with sensitivity today. And gently open your eyes and please step into a wide stance again. Once again, your feet, your ankles don't go all the way out under your ankles and you'd like to invite them more towards that. You can bend the knees, move your thighs back to get more fluidity in your hips, to move the feet wider up. Firm your legs, bring your hands to your hips for side angle pose. Uttitha parsvakonasa. Cut in halfway with your right heel, turn your right toes to the right, hug in with the legs from the feet to the pelvis. Receive a full breath and exhale, bend your knee, right knee right out of your ankle from front to back and side to side. You can bring your forearm on the thigh, or you can touch your block on the earth on the outside of the ankle or your fingertips to the earth. Hug in strongly with the legs and turn your belly more towards the sky. Pin the top shoulder back and reach your top arm by your ear. Each inhalation, draw in with the power of your intention from the feet towards the core of your pelvis. Each exhalation, express the pose sensitively from the pelvis out through the bones of your legs towards the earth and long through your spine into your fingertips. Maybe you can take it a little deeper, a deeper variation. Do what's appropriate for you in a way that makes your body sing. So it's not about torturing yourself or forcing something to occur. Flow, not force. Flow with sensitivity, skill in action. And root from the pelvis to inhale and come all the way up. Parallel your feet, bring your hands to your hips, and touch in halfway with the left heel. Turn your left toes to the left. Hug in with the legs so you're strong from the feet all the way up into the pelvis. Exhale, bend your knee out of your ankle, bring your forearm to your thigh. Look at the front knee and be sure that it's directly over your ankle from front to back and side to side. You may want to choose to use the block. So your fingertips by your ankle, or keep your forearm on your thigh, or touch the earth. Hug in with the legs strongly and turn your belly towards the sky. Turn your heart more towards the sky. Pin the top shoulder back and sweep the top arm next to your ear. And each inhalation, draw in strongly from the feet towards the core of your pelvis, and with the power of your intention, sensitively express the pose from your pelvis through the bones of your legs, long through your spine and out to your fingertips. And perhaps as you warm up, you can go a little deeper in your variation without losing sensitivity. And on your next inhalation, reach strongly into the earth to come all the way up with power in your legs. Parallel your feet with one another. Bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees, and step to mountain pose. Receive a full breath. Bring your arms to your side. You can close your eyes and take a moment to feel the effect of your practice. To feel and notice and heighten your awareness with sensitivity honors infinite consciousness. Your individual awareness is an expression of divine consciousness. Of course, you don't have to believe anything I say either. Own your experience of being. And step into a wide stance once again for prasarita padottansana, the spread apart feet, intense stretch pose. Parallel your feet with one another, bring your hands to your hips, hug the midline with your legs, and inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, bend from your hips to touch the earth with your fingertips. If you cannot come up high enough to get a lumbar curve, use a block. Be sensitive and make a smart choice. Once you have the lumbar curve, you can lower a little bit more, keeping the lumbar curve until the lumbar region of the spine goes forward of your hips, which is lower than your hips in this case. Receive full breath. Exhale. If you have stage 1, then you can round over into stage 2. So stage 1 is the lumbar region of the spine is lower or forward of your hips with that curve before going into stage 2, rounding over. Be sensitive and make the choice that serves your body and honors your experience of being. So you make more music with your body. You're not torturing yourself or forcing yourself into some position that doesn't bring a greater vibration to your experience, a higher vibration. Express the pose from the pelvis down through your legs, down through the crown of your head. And on your next inhalation, come back high on your fingertips, back to stage 1. Find the lumbar curve. You need to use the block to do that. And bring your left hand onto the block, or fingertips on the block, and your right hand on your hip. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, and turn your heart to the right, and resist, deepen the low belly to the left. Turn your heart to the right. Pin the top shoulder back and reach up. Resist, deepen the low belly, to the left. Turn your heart to the right. And on your next inhalation, come out of the twist and replace the bottom hand. Take the left hand to your hip. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Resist deep in the low belly to your right and turn your heart to the left. Keep the low belly resisting to the right and turn your heart more to the left. Each inhalation, get longer through your spine. Exhale to twist a little deeper. Pin the left head of arm bone back and reach up. Express the pose from the pelvis down into your feet and long through your spine. And out through your fingers. Inhale to come out of the twist. High on your fingertips. Find stage one. Exhale, bow into stage two. And bring the head towards the earth if appropriate for you. On your next inhalation, high on your fingertips. Bend your knees, feel more power in your legs from the feet all the way up to your glutes and find your lumbar curve. Keep it, bring your hands to the hips, root from the pelvis down to come all the way up with the natural curves in your spine. Bend your knees and step to mountain pose. Receive a full breath and stand in Tadasana to feel the vibration within and around you. Feel how you pulse with potential and possibilities and creative power. Shiva Shakti. And gently open your eyes. We'll take the block next for uttitha trikonasana, the extended triangle pose. Hold your block into your right hand and come into a wide stance. Remember, you can bend your knees and move your thighs back in order to get the feet a little wider. Turn your right foot to the right by cutting in halfway with the right heel and then turn the right toes out so the front heel aligns with the middle of your back arch. Draw from your feet up towards your pelvis and hug the midline with your legs. And use that power in your legs to press the tops of your thighs back and diagonally so that it's easier to then exhale and bring your block to the outside of the front leg. Have the block straight down from your shoulder. So it doesn't have to be way out by your foot unless your foot is directly under your shoulder. Keeping that, the thighs are still back. Make sure that they stay back, especially the top of the back leg, and scoop your right hip under and tone the low belly and breathe into the back waist. Lean back over the front leg and rotate your belly and your heart towards the sky. Pin the top shoulder back and reach up. Express your pose from the pelvis with the power of your intention that honors your ability to be aware with sensitivity. From the pelvis down to your feet, long through your spine, out to your fingertips. And if you're feeling very open and clear in this prompt design, you can lower the block some or even remove it to touch the earth on the outside of your front leg. Come into your full expression for one more deep Ujjayi breath. Express the pose fully as you exhale. And take your block and root down. Inhale, come up with your block and parallel your feet. Switch the block to the other hand. Cut in halfway with your left heel. Turn the left toes out so the front heel aligns with the middle of your back arch. Hug into the legs strong. Draw the feet towards the pelvis. Use that strength in your legs to press the tops of your thighs back so the hips move back and diagonally and the top of the back thigh stays back. And exhale, bring the block straight down from your shoulder. And bring the top hand to your hip. Stay strong in the legs. Resist the top of the back thigh back. Keeping that, scoop the front leg hip under and lean back over the front leg. Tone the low belly. Breathe into the back waistline and rotate your belly and heart more towards the sky. Pin the top shoulder back and reach up. Express your pose from the pelvis down through your feet, from the pelvis, long through your spine, out to your fingers, and maybe even lower your block or gradually remove it to touch the earth with your fingertips and feel and notice your experience of being, inviting your body to sing with a clear pranic design, vibrating with infinite potential and possibilities and creative power of consciousness. Shiva Shakti. And root from the pelvis down to the earth through your feet to inhale and come up with very strong legs. Parallel your feet with one another. Exhale, hands to your hips, bend your knees, and step to mountain pose. And take a moment to check in and feel the effect of your practice. Invite your heart rate and your breath to slow down. I'm going to do the tree pose next. So if you have a little bit of challenge with balance, be sensitive to that and maybe step next to a chair where you can use your fingertips, or a tree, or a wall. So take the time to find where you're going to stand. And if you're touching something, touch with your left fingertips. So we'll be balancing on the left foot first. Parallel your feet and spread your toes. Have a large foundation and feel it with sensitivity. Feel the big toe ball mounds on the earth. Notice your inner heel. Notice the little toe ball mounds and the outer heel. Feel all four corners of the left foot on the earth and draw from the sole of your right foot up into your hip to be more integrated. Then bend the knee to bring the foot to your ankle, your shin, or all the way up on your inner thigh, and press your leg into your foot and your foot into your leg. Notice where you're looking with your eyes. Have a steady but soft gaze on a particular spot to make it easier to balance. And once you've found that balance, you can use your fingertips on your tree, a wall, or your chair, and perhaps bring your hands to your heart, or even reach up to the sky. Keep some breath into the back waistline. Tone your low belly a little and express the pose from the pelvis down through the four corners of your feet, feeling them on the earth with sensitivity. Express the pose from the pelvis up to your spine and to your fingertips. One more full inhalation, and very sensitively press down with your hands and your foot to return to mountain pose. And feel the difference between your 2 feet, how the muscles that support your ankle on the standing leg and the arches of your feet worked and were toned. March in place a little bit, and then switch to your second side. Spread your toes and feel with sensitivity the corners of your feet, the big toe ball mounds, the inner heels, little toe ball mounds, and outer heels. Keep the sensitivity and the placement on the four corners of the right foot and draw from the sole of your left foot up into your hip. And then bend the knee out to the side to bring it either to your ankle, your shin, or even way up on your inner thigh, and press the thigh into the foot and the foot into the thigh to create greater stability. And notice where you focused your eyes. Keep a soft, steady focus. Maybe you can balance with one finger. Be sensitive and feel the weight over your foundation. Keep that. And perhaps bring your hands to your heart, or even reach to the sky. Breathe into the back waistline as much as the front and sides, and express your pose with power of your intention that honors your infinite nature and creative power, and how you can be sensitive in creating in a way that honors your infinite nature. Express the pose from the pelvis down through your supporting foot, and from the pelvis up to the sky. One more deep inhalation. Exhale, press sensitivity, your hand and foot back into the earth to return to Tadasana. Feel the effect of practicing vrksasana, the tree pose, with sensitivity. Notice what muscles of your feet and ankles work. Invite your heart rate and breath to be smooth and slower. March in place a little. And return to the front of your mat. Inhale and reach to the sky. Just moving a little bit. Exhale, press the air down with your hands. Go tall through the crown of your head. Inhale to reach up. Standing at the front of the mat. Exhale, bend your knees and touch the earth with your fingertips and step back with your right foot into a lunge. Hug in from your feet towards your pelvis. Feel the strength. Keep it with sensitivity and lower the back knee. Draw your front foot and back knee isometrically towards one another and feel the strength with sensitivity. Keep it and move your sit bones back and wide. Bring the coccyx lightly in and gradually come upright, bringing your hands to your front thigh or knee. Breathe into the back waistline. Move slowly and sensitively. Feel. Resist the thighs back again. Bring the coccyx in a little more and tone your low belly. Your balance is good. Reach your arms in front. And inhale, lengthen your sides. Exhale, draw the heads of your arm bones back. Inhale, reach up. Maybe look up a little. And exhale, lower your hips. Bend the front knee deeper. Anjaneyasana. Expressive pose with weight down into the earth, your legs and front foot, and with lightness from the low belly up to your spine, up to your fingers. And inhale, reach straight up, fill up your back waist, and exhale, touch the earth. Inhale, lift the back knee, and step forward, high on your fingertips. You can keep your knees bent or straighten them. Exhale, left leg back to lunge. Get into a very clear lunge with the front knee directly over your ankle. And draw from your feet towards the pelvis and lower the back knee. Draw from your front foot and back knee towards one another so you're strong. And press your thighs back, widen your sitting bones. Bring the coccyx in, tone the low belly. Bring your hands to your front thigh or knee and gradually upright with your spine. We're moving slowly and sensitively. Reach your arms forward, lengthen your sides. Exhale, draw the heads of your arm bones back. Inhale, reach up to the sky, maybe look up. Stay strong in the legs, keep some tone to the low belly. Exhale, bend the front knee and lower your hips. And express your pose from the pelvis with weight down towards the earth and with lightness from the low belly up to your spine, out to your fingertips. Enjoy your breath. Feel the breath with sensitivity. Careful that you're not holding the breath or grunting or groaning. And on your next inhalation, feel the back waist reach straight up. Exhale, touch the earth with your fingertips. Inhale, lift the back knee and step forward. High on your fingertips. Exhale, bow in. Inhale, on the fingertips, bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips as you exhale and open your heart. Root from the pelvis into the earth. Inhale to come all the way up and reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Receive a full breath. Exhale, arms to your sides. Take the time to feel the effect of that invigorating back bend. Anjaneyasana, Hanuman's mom's pose, or baby Hanuman pose. And gently open your eyes. And we'll come to lying on our back next. Have your belt handy and your block handy, just so you can reach them when need be. As you come to lying on your back, take the time to lengthen through your legs and through your spine and receive a full breath and say, oh. And take the time to just feel the effect of your practice so far. Then bring the legs all the way together on your mat. Roll the fronts of your thighs in and press them back until you create a strong, clear lumbar curve in the low back. Keeping the lumbar curve, hold your belt and bend your right knee, and we'll take the belt around the ball mound of the right foot. Keep the left leg steady and pressing down. Spread your toes on both feet and gradually begin to straighten the front leg up to the sky. And let the belt slide in your fingers, any amount. Maybe you can bring the hands closer to your foot. Lengthen your sides and draw the heads of your arm bones back. Have more power in the upper back. You can bend the elbows in by your sides. Keep the heads of your arm bones back. Tack your outer right hip away from your right shoulder. Keep the left thigh rooting towards the earth and express the pose from the pelvis, long through the bones of the legs, even through the big toe ball mounds, long through your spine. One more full breath. And exhale. Release the belt or hold it very gently to lower your leg over 2 or 3 breaths without overarching the low back. And bring your legs all the way back together. And pause to feel. With your legs together, hug them towards each other and firm your legs. Roll the fronts of your thighs in and press the backs of your legs towards the earth to create the lumbar curve once again. Keep that and keep the right thigh pressing back. Bend the left knee and take the belt round the ball mound of your foot. Keep the right thigh pressing down and toes spread on both feet. And slowly begin to straighten your left leg. Tack the outer left hip away from your left shoulder. Spread your toes. Lengthen your sides. Draw the heads of your arm bones back. Maybe bring the elbows to the earth. Have a little more power in your upper body, arms. Keep the outer left hip tacking away from your left shoulder and express your pose from the pelvis to the bones of your legs, even the big toe ball mounds, and long through your spine. And notice if you kept your lumbar curve. If you didn't, you could lower the leg and get the curve back. Notice if your knees bent. If it's bent, you can lower the leg a little bit until it's straight. One more deep breath, your full expression. And exhale, start to lower the leg, using the belt as little as necessary. Be very sensitive to the lumbar region of the spine. Careful not to overarch there. And bring the legs all the way together on the earth. And receive a full breath. And exhale, relax. You can move the belt aside. The block for setubhanda sarvangasana, the bridge pose. Bend both knees and have your feet hip distance apart and place the block between your thighs. Spread your toes and hug the block with sensitivity without gripping. Use the strength in your inner thighs to move your inner groins down and widen your sitting bones. So you have a nice lumbar curve, air and light under the small of your back. Maintaining that, bring your coccyx just lightly in without flattening the lumbar region of the spine, the low back. Maintaining that, bring your Elbows in by your sides and turn your palms towards one another and your fingers towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen your sides. Exhale, take the heads of your arm bones back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hug the block more securely. And on your next inhalation, lift your hips. Root down from the upper palate through the back of your head to open up through your heart and up through your hips towards the sky and long through your thighs towards your knees and down into the earth to your feet. And feel with sensitivity the four corners of your feet on the earth, the big toe ball mounds, the inner heels, little toe ball mounds, and outer heels. Receive a full breath so you can go a little bit higher. Keep your chin a little away from your chest. Open your heart, hips high, and exhale. Keep your lumbar curve. Be sensitive to the lumbar curve as you lower your hips. So the sit bones come down first and the low back stays in its natural curve away from the earth. Receive a full breath and you can take the block away as you exhale and straighten your legs and move freely with sensitivity and feel the effect of setubhanda sarvangasana, the construction of a bridge all limbs pose. And we can repeat that same pose if you like, or we can take one leg up. For this one, we're going to imagine we have the block. So just bend both knees and set them just like you did before. Hip distance apart and parallel with the feet. Spread your toes, firm your legs, move the thighs, inner thighs down towards the earth, widen your sitting bones. Keeping that, bring the coccyx lightly in and lengthen your sides. Take the heads of your arm bones back, that's down into the earth, and your shoulder blades into your heart. And on an inhalation, root from your upper palate down into the earth to lift up through your heart, through your hips, long through your thigh bones towards your knees, and down into the earth through the four corners of your feet. And if you're feeling strong there, be sensitive. Come on the tiptoes of your right foot. Maybe you can bring the knee towards your chest with the foot off the ground. Perhaps you can keep the hips lifted and reach the sole of your foot towards the sky. Root down from the upper palate down into the earth to lift up through your heart and your hips to push the foot high to the sky, reach into the four corners of the bottom foot. One more deep breath. Stay up high with the hips. Exhale, lower your foot. Inhale on the toes of the other foot, or bring the knee towards your chest, or keep both feet on the ground. Your choice. Be sensitive. Perhaps straighten the leg and reach the sole of your foot to the sky. Root the upper palate down to the earth. So lift up to your heart and your hips and up to the lifted foot, down through the bottom foot. One more deep inhalation. Go high. Stay high. Exhale, lower the lifted leg. Inhale, hips high with both feet on the earth. Keep your lumbar curve. Exhale, lower down, sitting bones first. And you can stretch your legs and feel the beating of your heart and invite the heart rate to slow down. Be sensitive to your breath and invite longer, smoother, fuller breaths into your experience. And bring the feet back, hip distance apart. And lift the feet off the ground. Spread your toes. Place your hands on your kneecaps. With the toes spread and your arms straight, press down from your knees to your thigh bones towards your sitting bones to create a clear lumbar curve. Just feel the gentle toning there. Feel with sensitivity. This shouldn't feel like a big stretch. It's just settling the body, calming the nervous system, and toning the lumbar region of the spine and muscles that support the sacrum and SI joints, sacroiliac joints. And it's also symmetrical, preparing us for Shavasana. It's best to do something symmetrical before coming into Shavasana. Receive another full inhalation and exhale and release and straighten your legs. Allow them to roll out in a natural way. Turn your palms face up so your heart can open in a very natural way. And be bright inside. And soften your skin over that inner brightness with sensitivity. Release into the embrace of the earth. Release. And dissolve into a sense of your infinite nature. Release. Savasana. Gently return to your breath and sense the body resting in this space, in this time. And with sensitivity, invite in the breath a little fuller, a little deeper. And feel The breath moving you from inside. That sensitivity. Gently bring easeful movement into your fingers and toes. And little by little, expand the movement into your arms and legs. Begin to move with awareness and sensitivity. Take plenty of time to stretch through your legs and through your spine and your arms. Receive a full breath. And on an exhalation, please bend your knees and roll to your side. Rest upon your side with your arm as a pillow for your head and neck. And to be sensitive to your nervous system, be sure to keep your legs very relaxed at first and turn your heart more towards the earth. Keep your head low, with the legs relaxed. Use your hands and arms to begin to come up to seated. I'm so glad that you stayed with me in this practice of sensitivity. And I hope that you have a beautiful day and that you create in a way that honors your infinite nature and creative power. Create with sensitivity to bring greater beauty into the world and love life and experience great bliss in being.